Spider-Man.
So there's no easy way to break this to you guys, so I'm just going to spill it. Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, and he is playing Dr. Doom. This is not a joke. This was the craziest news announced last night at San Diego Comic-Con. Blew up everybody's social media. It's still trending on my page. I cannot believe this announcement. There's almost too much to think about when it comes to processing this as the biggest bad of the MCU of all time, being Iron Man essentially. How they're going to tackle this, what the story is going to be, I have no idea, and frankly, we didn't get much information. Before we get into this, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments. I read every single one and most likely will respond. Also, like the video and subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 2,000 subs. Let's just talk about this. In my opinion, there's one of two ways that this can go. On one side, we have the route that I really hope they don't go, and that is Dr. Doom being an Iron Man variant. Imagine this Dr. Doom is just the evil version of Tony Stark, and he grows up to be Dr. Doom, just has a different name, etc. That would feel really cheap in my opinion if we have Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU after his amazing and perfect send-off in Endgame, just being an evil version of himself. I'm not saying that would be it, and that's the whole story, but in my opinion, this would be the worst of the two options. What I think and hope Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom is the fact that he's either one Dr. Doom when there are multiple, or he and Tony Stark have the same DNA. That's why they look the same, where they are kind of the same person, but this Dr. Doom, Victor, is not an Iron Man variant. I just hope they don't go the variant route because I feel like it kind of cheapens the death of Tony in Endgame. And I've got to say, with the Russo brothers coming back to direct the Avengers 5 movie, which is now titled Avengers Doomsday, they're moving away from Kang. I have faith in them to do this justice. We know that they're directing both this movie and Avengers Secret Wars. They're going to be the biggest movies of all time. These guys have directed, in my opinion, the best Marvel movies, so I do have faith in them. I also have to think that Robert Downey Jr. wouldn't come back to the MCU without good reason. I just don't want the reason that he came back to be money related, but I have a feeling that Robert Downey Jr. saw what they're going to do with this character and said, I want in, because this is going to be something special, something so out of left field, something so bold for Marvel Studios that it just might work. Something so crazy that just might work. Now let's quickly talk about the fact that there may be multiple Dr. Dooms. We know in our current sacred timeline there is no Fantastic Four, there's barely any mutants, and there's no Dr. Doom. However, in the Fantastic Four movie coming out next year, we didn't get confirmation that RDJ was playing Dr. Doom in that movie. We just got confirmation that he was playing him in Doomsday and maybe Secret Wars. So what if we get multiple versions? What if this variant of Dr. Doom is in fact the infamous Iron Man who turns evil, but we also have the Dr. Doom played by a different actor, hopefully Cillian Murphy, in the Fantastic Four universe, and we have this Dr. Doom fighting against this really bad Dr. Doom, but he becomes evil in that process. There's too many theories to think about. I mean, Marvel has set us up for the next several months to just theorize and think about how they're going to play this off. The Russo brothers are famous for their lines saying we always write ourselves into a corner. We don't know how we're going to keep the story going. They did it with Infinity War, and look how Endgame turned out. They did it with Endgame. Let's hope they rekindle that fire with Doomsday. Dr. Doom is the most important Marvel villain in my opinion. He's the most important to get right, and we've never seen him done justice on the big screen. So to chalk it up and say he's just an Iron Man variant, I think is not the route they're going because, well, that's just not Dr. Doom. And I don't think Kevin Feige would waste Dr. Doom like that. If this just so happens that he looks like Tony Stark because their celestial DNA is very similar and that's why they're so important, that's cool. Just give me Victor Von Doom. I don't want an Iron Man variant. Personally, I think RDJ would kill it as Victor Von Doom. Seeing him and Reed Richards played by Pedro Pascal on the screen together is just going to be magic. But at the same time, Dr. Doom is a character who hardly ever takes off his mask, and I find it very hard to believe that we're not going to see RDJ's face. So many questions that are not answered. I feel like we're going to have to theorize this for multiple months before we get any sort of answers, but this is by far the craziest announcement they could have announced, and I've got to say, I don't love this. I don't hate it. I'm just waiting for more info. When I found this out last night, I was just in disbelief, just saying, what? Over and over again. But to play devil's advocate, if anyone's going to make it work, it's the Russo brothers, it is Robert Downey Jr., and it is Kevin Feige. I need to know what you guys think about this. Leave your comments down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon.